take us to item number 13, which is action as required, as necessary or appropriate on matters discussed in executive session. We had only one, which would be 3B, and I would entertain a motion. Mr. Cates.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve selected employment items as amended in executive session Exhibit A.
Do we have a second? Ms. Hammond seconds. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please raise your hand. That passes unanimously. That brings us to item number 14, which is second and final approval of proposed new board policy KLGA school resource officers shown in Exhibit C. Do I have a motion? Mr. Cates.
Mr. Chairman, I move we give second and final approval of proposed new board policy KLGA school resource officers Exhibit C.
Have a second. Ms. Hutchison seconds. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please raise your hand. And that passes unanimously. Item number 15, approval of the recommendation regarding 2018-19 makeup days shown in Exhibit D. Do I have a motion? Ms. Hutchison.
I move that we approve the recommended 2018-2019 makeup days as shown in Exhibit D.
Have a second. Mr. Cates seconds. Any discussion?
I have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
I think Dr. Melton answered this for me, but I just would ask, this covers us, do you think we're okay about this far into almost spring, that we don't really have to worry about
Oh, Ms. Hammond.
almost spring, snow? I mean, I had a lot of teachers, this covers in case, because we did have such unusual days we missed this year, just waiting on, caution, I guess I'll call it.
I appreciate the caution, Ms. Hammond. I wish I could predict the weather, but it is obviously very unpredictable. We've made up the 3 days. We've identified the 3 days that are required by law. This gives us the gap between 4th, 5th, and 6th day, so this would give us a little bit of wiggle room if necessary, but we would certainly bring that back to the board if something else were to happen, just to make sure you were supportive. But I'm hoping the days are warmer,
Me too.
and we can enjoy the spring and the beauty of it.
Okay, thank you. I know you don't predict the weather, but I just want to be
I just hope it's
be
gonna
sure.
warm up, Ms. Hammond.
I don't want any snow in March.
Any other questions, discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please raise your hand. And that passes unanimously.
Mr. Gant,
Yes, ma'am.
this isn't anything on there, but I promised, and we've gotten far into it too. Mr. Lovelace wanted me for you to tell the board that he was out of the country on a Clemson trip and wanted to be sure he just wasn't not here. And I didn't think to tell you that. You usually say it at first, and I should have said something I forgot.
That's fine.
Forgive me.
Thank you. That brings us to item number 16, which are parameters for the fiscal year 1920 general fund budget. Mr. Richardson.